Welcome to the next project, or more importantly, should I say projects. One being this barn and the other one being on the other side of that door. And the project we're working on today is this 2006 Ford Focus Sport. Now, I understand you must be completely baffled because I normally mess around with classic minis, but this car holds a secret. And the secret that it holds is this car is going to eventually buy me my dream car, an E46 BMW M3. But before we get into how I'm going to do that, I suppose I should explain how this car came about. Well, first, I need to thank my granddad Jim. He's owned this car from new, he's serviced it every single year, it comes with the original bill of sale and it's had everything put right on it. It does, however, come with a couple of issues, hence the price. He was offered a dismal £200 Part X for this car when he bought his new one. I told him he could get more if he sold it privately, but he insisted on me doing something with it for the channel. So, this car currently stands us at £200, but the issues need putting right, and my plan is to sell this car, buy another car, sell that, and repeat the process until I've got the keys to a BMW M3. One of the more serious issues is it has an intermittent fault where the car struggles to start. Sometimes you put the key in, it won't do anything, and then sometimes you come back to it and put the key in and it roars to life. There's two things that I think that could be. One is the starter motor. If it's old and weak and the engine's trying to start on a compression stroke, it simply will not turn over. And I only learnt that from having the same problem with my classic Mini. The other issue is a couple of MOT advisories, which we're going to sort out, and mainly it just needs a good scrub. It's got a couple of scuffs, a couple of marks, the paint's rather dull, and that's what we're focusing on in this episode today. But first, I need to get it out of here and back to the TCR HQ because this place isn't finished yet. So the barn project will have to wait. Meanwhile, I have another issue on my hands, the Mancunian weather. No matter what, it's destined to rain, but snow this time of year, seriously? All I can do now is hope it doesn't prevent me from finishing today's tasks. Who am I kidding? Of course it's gonna. Now, there are a lot of detailing videos online, so I've got to try and make this interesting, and the one way I'm going to do it is with a bit of slow motion, a couple of close-ups, and VO. And by VO, I mean voiceover. First, we start with the snow foam, which we let settle, and then we rinse off. Then we use a citrus pre-wash, and once again we rinse off. Now you're probably wondering, why on earth am I going to all this effort? Well, I need the car to be clean and free from dirt before I carry out a machine polish with cutting compound, otherwise it'll do more damage than good. Now it's time for a shampoo and scrub, and yep, you guessed it, another rinse off. After a quick dry, we are now ready to begin the machine polish. So now that's all cleaned, just about 4 times over, it's time to get the machine polisher out and take it one step further. First thing I'm going to do is mask off all the plastics because the cutting compound can stain them and it is an absolute nightmare to get off. So if we take the time to do this now, it'll save us a load of pain later. Now, there are a couple of dull spots and marks in the paint, such as these, and I hope I can cut and polish these out. And for these areas of rust, I plan on staying well away from them for now. The next bit is rather simple. Squirt a bit on the pad, dab it on, start off slow, move up and down, side to side, and you should start to see some enhancement. Then it's time to buff off the excess with a microfiber towel, and after you've done one panel, repeat the process until your arms are aching and you can't bear to clean another car again. I tell you what, looking at this car, you would not think that this paint is 17 years old. It has come up really well and it's so smooth to touch now. It's had a coat of wax on top. But we're not finished there. It's now time to tackle the interior. And this is going to be a painful process, and it's one thing I hate cleaning on cars, but hard work, the results pay off, and hopefully it will add to that little bit more profit of selling this car on. We begin with a hoover, but first I'll let you into a TCR top tip. Stick your machine polisher to the carpet, turn it on, and voila! All those crumbs you couldn't get to, you now can. Surely that's worth a like and subscribe. Once the hoovering is complete, it's time for a wet vac, and I'm not just stopping at the floors. The seats are filthy, so I'm going to scrub these too. I'll show you the colour of the water after I've got rid of the years of finger dirt off the steering wheel. Here I'm using a magic eraser and a leather hide cleaner. This should restore the leather to its natural matte finish. Look at that, it's like new. With a quick wipe down of the interior, oh, and emptying that dirty water that reeks of pure arse sweat, I stick the reg plates back on and step back to admire my hard work. All in good time before the snow came. Oh, the seats are wet. So now the seats have been wet vacked, it's a good idea to turn the engine on and get the heaters blasting to dry them out. The longer I sit here, the wetter my arse gets. So just 1 second. Oh dear. This seems like the intermittent issue that my granddad mentioned. There's just, to me, it seems like a weak battery. You'll have to join us next time to see how we rectify this problem. So let's have a quick recap. We bought the car for £200, we spent roughly 50 quid on cleaning products, and with labour, well, I'm not going to value labour because I'm investing in my dream. Join me next time where things get a little expensive.